Nadine Dorries, thank you very much for joining us tonight at Parliament 2010. I'd like to ask you, a lot of the debate has focused on what role Twitter and social networking is going to play in the next election. But what's more interesting, I think, is the role it's going to play after the next election in the life of the next Parliament. How do you see greater connectivity for politicians changing the way that business gets done in Westminster?
I'm not as convinced as some people that it is, actually. I think the people who use online sort of networking and Twitter and blogs and other things tend to be the Westminster village. They're the people who are really fascinated with it and are the regulars and the regular contributors. I don't actually see that Twitter or blogging is really going to nudge policy making or affect the way policy operates within Westminster or how politicians operate. But I do see it as a very good way of quickly disseminating information amongst the people who want to know and need to know. So I'm not actually bought into the idea that it's going to affect the way Westminster operates wholly.
So the e-government agenda is gaining momentum and all the parties are talking about releasing more information to the public and doing more consultation through the likes of Facebook and more consultation through government websites.
Yeah.
Do you think that agenda is really going to give people the ability to understand more about the way Parliament makes its decisions? And is it going to help influence policy and give a better public service to people?
Okay, well, I think we're entering something which I think people refer to as a post-bureaucratic age. And I think it's begun with MPs' expenses, and it's going to transfer down, cascade down through all. All the way down. And so I think it's going to be not just a desire of a future government to engage in sharing its data online with people. I think it's going to be something which the public are going to demand. And they're going to demand it via a number of mediums. Facebook will be one. I find myself personally, I still do most of my communicating via email, and I think most people do. But putting that information out there in terms of what's spent, where it's spent, how it's spent. And that's a good thing, and that's going to move, and I think we're going to see a radical change in terms of the information people are given and how they're given it in the future.
Now, in terms of using Twitter, you're a keen tweeter, you're one of the most active Conservative politicians online. You need a pretty thick skin, don't you? People can be pretty harsh. How do you deal with that?
You know, you just become absolutely immune. You become immune as a woman to begin with in politics, because, like it or not, you have to be aware always that as a Conservative MP who's probably in the party that's probably about to take government, and as a female, that you're going to get a lot of criticism. And you're just today on Twitter, because I blocked somebody recently who used pretty foul language about me, a whole group of Labour activists have dived in today on Twitter going, has she blocked you? Has she blocked you? No, she hasn't, but it's just a way of trying to destabilise me. But it's like firing arrows onto cast iron. It just doesn't make any difference whatsoever.
Nadine Dorries, thank you very much.
Thank you.